Alrighty, hey guys, welcome to Bravo Ish Talkers. We are doing the weekly roundup.
Yes.
We are super excited. There's a lot of stuff. There's just so much stuff going on in the Bravoverse. I don't even know where to begin, but we're definitely going to get into the issue of the week, and then we're going to do the roundup. And then we have something that we're doing really fun. After this episode, we've started covering mom talk of it all.
Yes.
And we're going to get into why we started doing it, because it is tangentially tied to Bravo.
Yeah, it's in the Bravo sphere.
Yeah, for sure. But, you know, I always like to kind of like mix it up a little bit.
Yes.
So, do you have your housewife tagline?
Girl, how did I know you were going to ask me for this? And of course, I do not.
You do not. I don't have one. It was so easy for us at BravoCon. I feel like I was just coming with them.
Yeah, like I think it was just we were high off the sauce.
Yeah,
in the atmosphere.
Exactly. Okay, well, how's your week going?
My week is going good. Just, winding down into school.
Oh, tell me about
all of the things. People are graduating, and
yes.
So it's just like a lot going on. Just coming off Mother's Day and all the fun and fabulous things, and I was about to ask you, just coming off celebrating the BFF's birthday.
Yeah.
How's your week going?
It kind of after the birthday, after we kind of like sobered up. I think I told you like Monday was I was like, okay, I don't feel like myself.
Right.
Tuesday I was like 100%, and then kind of from there. So, and then we were getting into Memorial Day weekend.
Yes.
I just
which is in the car industry, that's like really my go time. So
exactly. I just want like a hot link and like pool time. That's all I want. So I'm hoping.
Is that how the other half lives?
I'm hoping I get that.
Yes,
for sure.
I'm hoping that for you.
Yeah. Well, let's just kind of get right into it. Ish of the week.
Ish of the week. Okay, so this is new that we didn't even discuss, but I am adding this in there. Did you see that Mr. Apollo?
Oh, did I?
Oh boy. Okay, so in case you missed it, guys, his wife Shireen recently posted video footage of Mr. Apollo entertaining some random young lady in their plays, and basically said the camera's on, the mask is off, and I'm assuming this is her exit letter. Of course, Apollo is saying he's never been with another woman, blah, 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 but it's like, idiot, you're clearly on camera.
I mean, I saw the boob grab, like his hands were like,
there's no doubting what was happening on that camera footage.
I was like, but did you see that he came out and he said, I would never have, so she said, you're too broke, don't have people in my home. And his response,
can't afford a hotel.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
his response was, I would never have people in our home. I was like, okay, so there's a little bit of a discrepancy there. But regardless however he gets his money, I've never known Apollo to be broke. So
no, Apollo's gonna find a scam.
He gonna find a
check.
He gonna find a way.
A nickel. But what is so funny to me, it's like, in these situations how normally everyone is like coming for the guy about like, I can't believe you would do that to her. Everyone in the comments is like, well, how you get them's how you lose them. And it's like no sympathy for this woman. So anyway, I thought that was very fun and Bravo adjacent.
Yes, and it did bring me back to Miss Feifei or Miss Feifei. He ain't thinking about you. I was like dead. Oh, that comment.
And lots of comments in the comments in there of get away from me with that Apollo. I was like, oh, I remember that scene.
Yes.
All right, Shireen, you wanted them, you got them, girl.
Exactly, all of him.
Yes.
All
okay.
of him.
So also, just since we're talking about somebody in the ATL, did you see Mia Thornton's open letter? Even though she's not a Real Housewives of Atlanta, she's camping and posting up in Atlanta. So she has actually recently deleted her open letter.
Oh.
That she wrote, and so I don't know if you got a chance to see it.
I didn't see she deleted it.
Yes, I'm gonna just read real quick. quick. She said, to Potomac, let this be a gentle reminder. Freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of consequences. I'm assuming she's threatening some type of legal discourse against, I don't know whom, maybe Giselle, maybe Wendy. I don't even know who that's directed towards.
Do we ever know with
Do we ever know? Making false, damaging statements about someone is called defamation, and it's not protected by law. So, and blah, blah, blah. And then she says, from Atlanta, P.S., take me out of the group chat. I don't want to play in your sandbox anymore. I'm like, girl, did you have a choice about the sandbox? Are you opting out of the sandbox, or is the sandbox opting out of you?
Yeah, I really think it's the latter.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's definitely the latter. But I think also, too, I feel like with you saying, take me out of the group chat, it's like you're also telling Bravo to tell you to take you out of the group chat.
And they're not saying just noted.
Yeah, not just Potomac. So it's like, tread lightly while you're over here like having like, you're just like, I don't know, auditioning on your own. And it's an open, self-employed audition for Atlanta.
I'm like, yeah, I don't know the casting director is aware of this audition that you speak of, but okay, yes, we'll say openly auditioning.
Yeah,
okay.
She is.
We'll go with that.
She is like with the cast. She's going to their events in her Fashion Nova and her Lulus, you know, head to toe.
She's already corrected you on that. It is
did.
Not Fashion Nova. It is
something Lulabells.
There you go. Lulabells.
No, she hit us up in the DM to correct us.
Yes.
Apologies, Mia. Okay, what else you got?
All right. So everyone that is any kind of Bravo lover has seen the most recent shows, but we haven't really chatted about it, that Bravo recently announced. I am very excited about this new slate of shows, and you know which one I'm excited about most. But
yes,
we have the reboot of Ladies in London, which, okay, is it time for my shocking confession? I didn't really watch that show. I've seen like 1 or 2 episodes. I feel like you used to watch that back in the day. But
not really. So just recently, I don't know if I was just like home on a Saturday, but I like discovered it. And I fell in love with Caroline Stanbury.
On the Samsung TV, are they retreading?
No. This was Peacock, not on the Samsung.
Okay.
And I think it was because I had no Bravo to watch. So I was in the depths looking for something. And I was like, oh, I really like this show. And it was very like, you know, high fashion, like, you know, like very like high class. It was like what you would want a housewife show.
I'm like, yeah, I'm here for that. Maybe I need to go back and do a rewatch. Peacock rolled me into season 1, episode 1.
I think that's what happened.
But I just didn't stick with it because also it's so dated now. And so, but I think I'm going to venture in. But,
you know, it is dated, but I didn't find, you know how you could just watch Atlanta over and over the dated? Yeah. It was kind of like, it didn't seem so dated. Like, but like Jeff Lewis, like the old flipping outs, I can't. Like, it's just the way it's shot, the way it, absolutely.
Those countertops from 10 years ago.
The backsplashes. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, no.
Absolutely. But I recommend definitely do a rewatch of it.
Okay. You know I love a rewatch, so I'm not opposed to that. Mm-hmm. So they're rebooting that. Be interesting to see if Stansbury is going to be flipping over, because that will definitely signal that maybe our lovely ladies of Dubai are not coming back, which I hope they are coming back.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ladies in London reboot. We have Real Housewives of Rhode Island. So that is the newest franchise since Salt Lake, right? Mm-hmm. That Bravo has rolled out, and we saw how well Salt Lake did. Mm-hmm. So from what I am hearing, like, there's a lot of buzz around the show, and apparently there's a lot of money in Rhode Island. I'm not familiar really with that.
I just hear like heavy, thick accents, like more than Jersey. But I've never been to Rhode Island. I've never aspired to go to Rhode Island, so I don't know.
But I'm interested.
Yeah,
for some reason, I'm like, I feel like it's going to give us season 1 original cast of RHORI vibes, but we'll see.
You know, anything that can help that franchise, you know.
Anything that can help them. They are standalone. And then one of the shows that I'm most excited about is, now, I know this is a working title, guys, but The Valley Persian Style. Mm-hmm. I miss, you know how much I was 10 toes down for Shahs of Sunset.
Yes.
Was so bummed when they didn't get picked up. Mm-hmm. Now, it's not the whole cast. Obviously, Bravo ain't coming near Mike with a 10-foot pole. But our girls, Gigi and MJ, and then our beloved Reza, who we took pictures with at BravoCon.
Yes.
They're going to be spearheading the show, and then they have, you know, new friends and new folks that they're going to introduce us to?
Yeah, I really hope they rework the title. If I was Jax, I just see that picture of Jax, you know, when he's like all coked out and his eyes are bulging out of his head of like, you named this The Valley?
That's my show.
Yeah, I'm just like, and two, I'm just like, can we come up with something just a little bit more creative? Like Shaws of Sunset, that was like, you know, and I love it when...
Like Shaws of the Valley?
Maybe, because I was about to say.
But I don't know if it's even the same company that's that did Shaws of Sunset is doing this. I'm not sure. So there may be some infringement stuff there.
Got it. And also, too, I love it when a producer has like a fresh take and when it's kind of shot differently. So I'm excited about this show as well. All right. Give us one good one.
All right. So.
I know the one I would want you to talk about, but which one?
Okay. So I'm going to say this. Did you know this tea recently came out that Zach of the aforementioned The Valley used to be Nicole. Now, you know I'm going to mispronounce this girl's name. Love her. Scherzinger.
Scherzinger. Something along those lines. I think Pussycat Dolls.
The Wendy Williams pronunciation was Scherzinger. So,
okay.
He used to be her assistant.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. It came
Did
out
not
on
know that.
Came out on Andy's show.
Yes.
Andy Cohen show, yes.
And apparently Nicole was like, oh, he's always been aiming to be on like reality TV, and this is what he wanted to do.
Look what he manifested for himself.
I know. I'm like, you better work here.
Love that.
I love it too.
Okay, I thought you were going to talk about Simon being dragged to court by ICE, divorce court.
Oh,
I was like, I'm sorry, is that funny? But it's kind of funny because I'm like, how are you going to talk all that shit and do all this petty stuff and now you are detained for months at this point and you're getting dragged to divorce court? And if I was Porsha, you know, for those of you who don't know, Porsha and Simon's divorce, I would just be sitting there with my little prayer cloth and my little hats and like, that's nothing to do with me, Your Honor.
I absolutely think that Porsha is loving every minute of having to see how this man gets wheeled into that courtroom.
Yes.
You know she is living for this.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, that was a great ish of the week. Yes. So we are kind of like still like a little light on the Bravo shows. We have Summer House, Real Housewives of Atlanta, and we also have The Valley. And then Summer House, we're actually losing. You know, it's coming up to an end.
It's our last episode already.
Yeah, but let's kind of get into the meat and potatoes. So, Summer House, what did you think of last night's episode?
Okay, I don't know this angle that Lexi is coming for Sierra is going to be a good look for her, because really when they replay the episodes and you see Sierra's involvement, she was not trying to have that man. And so Lexi's energy towards it just annoys the shit out of me.
I think it's model entitlement energy. I'm a model.
Little princess.
I've dated all these influential men, not a reality, so you should be
where
happy.
Are they now?
Yes, you should be happy you have me.
Correct.
And you should put up with everything I am throwing your way, and you should be at my beck and call, including hanging out with my parents.
I was going to say, I think it's little princess energy. She's the darling of her family. She's the princess and the breadwinner. And she's treated as such, and like her mom and sister are her hype men. And so they have convinced her, because when she starts with her narrative of, you treated me like shit all summer, and I was like, what exactly did he really do besides getting his toe sucked and flirting with Sierra a little bit too much? Like maybe that, but like treat like is a like treat. When I hear a man is treating a woman like
Apollo treated. That's treat like
and
shit.
Jessy confronted her on that, and I was like, I know Jesse's parents probably hate this little trollop, because that to me implies I was cheating on you, I was calling you out your name, I was
all the
ghosting
things.
you, I would like, and
I was
not what this man is doing. Like,
and I was so into you.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now I understand of like, look, I'm so sick of trying to train him, and I don't want to teach them. Although, but newsflash, Lexi, Miss Girl. All men need to be trained. Can you back me up on this? There is not a man that arrives trained. If he does, he doesn't want us.
1,000%. But she said it so condescendingly. Like, I'm so tired of training. It's stealing my sparkle or whatever she said. And I'm like, girl, you are really coming off like just gross.
Yes.
So so gross. And the way you have, like, you're talking to him, and the way you have this sense of entitlement with him, I'm just like, Jessy.
I don't know where it comes from, but I'm like, good riddance. And by the way, move on. And I love how, he's going to come out to me looking the best out of this when he's like, you know,
oh,
we were
absolutely.
supposed to, like, split amicably. Can we just go on that vibe? And I'm like, you know what? Do that, because you're looking petty.
Yeah.
So, and then coming after Sierra, I thought was a bad look.
Oh,
But
beyond bad.
if I could just also switch gears a little bit, Lindsey and the freedom dinner and the freedom speeches. I'm like, so the hubs, my hubby, was watching with me. And he was like, when someone really has moved on and happy, he brought this up, and I'm like, that's so true. He was like, do they really have to broadcast it?
Not at all.
this?
I'm speaking from experience.
Yes. You just move on with your life.
And you don't even notice that you've moved on.
And you don't even need to rub it in the other person's face.
Yes.
It's like, thank you for giving me my freedom so I can live my dreams and have my happiness. I'm like, okay, sister, we are trying to sell this a little bit too hard.
Yes. And I think on the reunion, they're going to ask, well, you know how they like edit things to look very, yeah. But it's like, okay, so where is the baby daddy?
Well, she did say during the episode last night that if she wasn't knocked up, that relationship wouldn't have lasted. I'm like, shocker that Lindsey can't keep a man for 5 minutes. Shocking to us all. But yeah,
this one was supposed to stick. But she also did say it was because, like, you know, he's very private, she's very public.
Oh, I get it.
And I was like, that seems like a really big issue.
But by the way, you do ultimately have to make that choice. So remember the twins that were in the first couple seasons, the reason why they pieced out, their men were like, oh, we're not a reality TV family. And so they were like, all right, bet. Let me pack up and hitch my wagon to this guy and live this lifestyle that I want. And it's going to mean that I can't do summers at Summer House. It's going to mean that I'm not going to be in the mix. But I'd rather do this life than that life. So that is a choice that she's going to have to make. And by the way, I think that's a good sign if your man is not clamoring to get on camera.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, especially if you didn't meet. I mean, it's different. Like the Carl, the Jessy, like they were cast on the show. That's how you know them. But any random off the street that is vying to get onto the camera, I think you have to look out for that. So, I don't know. Maybe this is the end.
We'll see. We will see.
Yeah.
Very excited for the reunion. And my post I did last night, I was like, oh my gosh, can we please not die on Craig and Paige? We have done this already. Let it go. Move on. We even heard her side. Interest. Yeah. Like, let's move on. Bravo. Don't stay here. If you did, edit most of it out. We want to kind of like move on from it for
Correct.
Sure. All right. Getting on to the Valley. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Where is Jax? We know they do not order a lot of episodes of The Valley. Maybe it's like 8. We are like damn near halfway through. They've already shot the reunion. Is he only like on 2 episodes?
He checks into the facility. At this point, we're still just a couple of episodes from not episodes, but a couple days removed from the big Santa Barbara trip. And he had just checked in to that facility. So I just chalked it up to an unplanned detour. And I'm sure he's going to rear his ugly head. I know
he's at the reunion, but I'm like, what are you talking about? And there's already things coming out online saying like, oh my gosh, can he be gone forever? This season was so good. But it's like, be Mariah for Married to Medicine. Collect the check. Don't be in the forefront.
Well, does he get producer credit on the show?
I don't know, but
this is LVP's show. And I think her and her team threw him a bone because he was the biggest name of that group.
But according to him, and I have not researched this, but according to him, it was his like idea. He brought it. He
pitched it.
Yes.
Then if he is not a producer, shame on you for giving away your ideas. So, but if he is, yes, sit back and collect a check because, baby, this show is good without him.
Yeah,
I'm not missing it. Like, and in fact, the way he talks to Brittany and the way he like harps on whatever that was with them, and I'm like, dude, for someone who has cheated so boldly on this woman, you got to drop this whole fascination with this one man of your friend of yours that she like. You were banging women at the restaurant y'all worked at. Like, people like, I just, you are not the person to live and die on that hill. Move on from that, knowing the dirt that you've done.
Yeah.
So I kind of am glad not to have to hear about that.
Yeah. I, agree on all fronts. So we'll see. Michelle and Jessy.
Next. Tired of them. Tired
Nia
of their
and Danny.
drama. I will say this about Michelle and Jessy. As much as Michelle, I don't know, like for some reason she's just always kind of bugged me a little bit.
The comments
think that it is a little, not a little, when he goes in on calling her a whore and like this made up thing about her being a call girl or whatever that is, like, I'm like, dude, that is not going to like hold up well when your daughter reads about this, hears about this, sees this one day.
Yeah,
like,
no,
that is just
not.
like, I just don't think a man attacking his child's mother in such a gross fashion and calling her out of like, that is just a low blow. And I'm glad that he met with that counselor who told him like, okay, so now you're in the wrong. Like, yeah, don't stoop to that level. You had the chance to come out looking like this,
roses.
Yes, like, oh, she's cheated on you the last 2 years, and you threw all of that away by calling her a whore and hooker and all of that.
Yeah.
So anyway.
I don't know. I was very shocked, like in the comments, how many people didn't like Michelle.
I'm not shocked.
You are not
because
shocked.
I'm in that camp.
Because I just thought Jessy was such the villain. It kind of just, it overshadowed everything, but clearly not.
I think they both were. I mean, I wouldn't call her a villain. She just came off as unlikable to me. And I think it's because, and she even talked about that, the world just saw her as being this like miserable shrew. But it was because she was married to him. But anyways.
But we really don't see a lot of her current relationship. Maybe we will in the next, I don't know how many episodes
if he's
are
still
left.
there.
Yes.
He was like, I'm not dealing with crazy bones over here.
Very true.
Yeah.
Okay, so skipping ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
So we have Nia and Danny. So we have their situation. And I don't know, call me crazy. Okay. We saw in the previous episode where Jasmine was talking to Danny and saying, you know what? I want to call you out on some of the behavior when you're drunk. Like, go get daddy a drink. Hitting my girlfriend, I think, on the butt and saying, insinuating. I'm like, oh, wow. We're married. Like, we are a whole married with many children.
And if you really think that was his only indiscretion and the only thing that he ever did, then you are sadly mistaken. Because a man who just casually does that with those two, like, oh, we've done this before.
Yeah.
With who knows what, that's not on a reality television show.
I understand all of that. I get all of that. But also, too, is there just a little bit of grace, just a smidget? Yeah. Because considering the living situation, like you're in this, you are growing your family intentionally.
A new baby every Tuesday.
Yes, yes. And then on top of that, you say there's no help. It's just you two doing it. So that has got to be very isolating.
Yes.
No,
absolutely.
So I think what's Janet's husband?
Jason.
So I think Jason's kind of like, right, like when, he kind of like, when he gets out, he really gets out and he enjoys himself. So it's just, let's just find a way to kind of manage how we go out and how we drink and how we do it. But it's like, there's a little bit of grace. I don't think there's any ill will or intention. The way Jasmine was going on at that table about... I don't know if she was looking for a moment, but I was like, girl, you are a wallflower. You are a church mouse. We never hear from you. Now all of a sudden you're so vocal about this. I'm just like, this is a little gross.
I agree with you. I don't think that it was that over. Like, well, let me not say that I don't think it was that, because that was a lot to me. But
and then the insinuation of drugs and alcohol from Miss Janet. I was like, Janet, girl.
I was gonna say, to me, when she brought that up, it sounded like the way it came across to me was like, oh, I'm so sorry that you used to sleep in a tent and you were homeless, but your husband's a drunk. Like, and to me, it just felt so callous and cold when, like, Chris, like, who knew Kristen would ever be the voice of reason? But it's like the way this woman just opened up and told you the reason why she likes to kind of stay on the sunny side of life. Like when she went through that whole thing, even I changed my opinion about the way she presents on the show. And I was like, damn, I get it now. And
absolutely.
To hear that and just be like, yeah, but, you know, my ex was a junkie, so I'm just telling you what to look out for. And blah, blah, blah. Like, it just read heartless and cold to me.
See, it read to me as, I know how Vanderpump works, so I need to get in here and continue to cause mess, add mess, cause drama. I know how this works. So, and I don't
think about that.
I honestly, Spencer Pratt, I think it was Brody Jenner, or one of them, I heard them say that Spencer Pratt crafted being the villain of The Hills. Like, he wanted to do that. He made a lot of that up and really played into that. He's like, he like treated Heidi the way he did, but not really. It literally was just for the show. And I just got that from Janet. I was like, literally side by side image. And I'm just like, you are so thirsty to be Sheena.
Yeah. So basically, she's just solidifying her spot.
Yeah. If there is, hopefully there is a spot after, you know, the show comes back. Because I think at a certain point, you know, you don't have to work so hard like Vanderpump. You just know it's going to get rolled over. But I think right now they're still in there. Let me work hard for this.
Let me prove
3,000 per episode.
Well, that was a bad way to do it. I felt like it.
Oh, absolutely.
I just felt like Nia, if I was her, I would have felt attacked. As it was, I'm like, I know that must have been so painful for her that like all her friends were talking about her at this trip and she was absolutely right. Like, if that's an issue and we're girls, why are you waiting until I get up from the table to talk about it to everyone else? Almost as though there aren't cameras rolling and I won't see that this is how this happened.
Absolutely.
And she was dead right. Like, that's not how you treat her friend. So I don't know. My heart went out to Nia.
Yes. We definitely can like stay on the Valley and keep on the Valley, but we need to move on to Atlanta.
Yes.
What are you thinking about Atlanta? So I've got to be really, 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 really honest.
Okay.
I couldn't get into it this episode. I like kept rewinding, kept. Okay, I missed that. Okay, and then I'll get distracted with something else. I just couldn't keep it.
Yes. I am finding it hard to have interest in Kelly in the chicken spot. Angela at her construction place, Britt picking out clothing. I like the little side things when the ladies are not all together. I am finding it hard to be interested in their little offshoots.
Yeah.
However, one thing that is very distracting to me is
Charles Oakley.
That's the only thing I live for, is to show him being disinterested in his wife, in this show, in their love. And I'm like, girl, this does not play like a man who is into you. And I'm like, you would be better off, sis, not forcing him to be on these cameras.
When she was like, I almost died. When she was like, give me a kiss. He's like, for what?
She was like, have my back. Would you want me to stand behind you? What? He's so uninterested in this woman. And to me, it's distracting at this point.
This 44-year-old
I don't even know what
woman.
It is that they're talking about. All I could see is just pick up on like tone, body language, all of the things. And I'm like, this man doesn't want to be here.
Yes.
But the most interesting part to me really was that sit down with Shamea and Porsha. I think that was the other interesting part.
Yes,
of
definitely.
The episode.
Yeah.
But I am dying to know what the hell happened between their mothers.
Yeah. I think everyone wants to know. And then I don't know where I heard this because of, social media, Bravo. I don't know. But I think it came out where Porsha said, don't come for my mother, leave my mother's name out of this.
She posted that on her socials. I just saw the episode, and don't bring up Diane's name for is what she said. Like, don't try it. Don't try to come from my mother. So now I'm like, well, what? Like, to me, that sounds like y'all fell out over a man. I don't know if that's what happened, because I thought Mama Morton was married. So
not the two moms fighting over a man. I'm dead.
I don't know.
I'm dead.
But
so dead.
to me, I'm like, do not bring this up unless you know how I hate this on reality TV. I understand, like, hey, we're not going to bring this onto, so then don't even allude to it. But when you bring it up and then you're like, I don't want to discuss, like, that is the devil's work right there.
Yeah.
Because all that happens, like just how I just made up, like, oh, sounds like it was over a man. You just leave the internet to come up with like speculation and like, you know, their conspiracy theories of what, and the truth may not even be that, you know, sinister. I don't understand that.
I hope they bring it up in the reunion.
Oh, Andy
I think
Cohen,
that's it. Yeah.
You are not doing your job, sir, if you do not bring that up.
Oh yeah, I think
I'm
that's
hoping
the
it
only
comes
space.
up on a Watch What Happens Live appearance of like what exactly happened with the moms. Like, you have to address this because everyone is dying to know at this point.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, yeah, I think that's all that was really worth talking about Atlanta. I literally I couldn't stay interested. I couldn't stay focused on like where the hell is Phaedra. So she does finally come back.
Thank the Lord.
She finally
with her
comes
paddles to perform life support on this franchise. I can't, like, I'm also like, can we get to the episode where Phaedra comes back?
And not only that, to have her come in so late and to give her like the center spot on all the promos, I think is a little misleading. but
if you were a producer,
you
would absolutely want to promote it this way to make sure that people stay interested. But I just really quickly about Porsha and Shamea, I feel like Porsha is struggling a little bit with like this change in dynamic.
I think she's struggling just because of her life. Like she is actively pushing sheets. She is actively pushing her hairline, which you heard about it in the background, but it wasn't like, you know, something that I'm actively doing. And
well, yeah, because she is the breadwinner for her family. She not only supports herself, I think she supports her mom. Her sister is her assistant, and so you got to have work for her to assist. Like, she's the one keeping the train running.
Yeah. So and then we see kind of like Shamea appears to have it a lot more easy, lavish. You know what I mean?
Oh, not just appears.
No, because I was about to say, it seems like she has it easy, but we see like her and her fertility struggles and like with her child. Yeah, so that's why I don't want to discredit that. But
no, absolutely. Yeah. I just mean from like a taken care of and a lavish lifestyle,
and a man that loves her is really into her. They're into each other. Adores her. You can tell adores their family. And I also, just like we were talking about with Lindsey, I love a man who, like, apparently they would have been on seasons ago, but her husband is like, I don't really want to be on cameras. I love a man that doesn't want to be on camera. Right?
Like, unless you were originally cast to be, I love it when a guy doesn't want to. So to me, I'm like, that's a sign of a good man.
Oh, 1,000%. Alrighty, guys, that brings our I was about to say our meat and potatoes. Brings the meat and potatoes to an end, but it also brings their weekly roundup to an end. So like us, follow us. Don't tweet with us because we're not there, but leave a lot of comments. We love to respond. Please. Get in the DMs because we are having a lot of people hit us up in the DMs to give us their opinion. We also have some of the Bravo Labs giving us their opinion, but a lot of love though. But thank you so much for, you know, listening to our podcast, and we will see you soon.
Bye.
I don't speak bullshit.